guys, I hope you're all having a wonderful day today. For those of you who are returning back to my channel, welcome back and thank you so much for coming back. And for those of you who are new here, hello, my name is Katie. I post new videos here on my channel every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday. So please make sure to hit that subscribe button down below before you head out in order to become a part of our little corner of the internet here. So I've done this video, I shot it and then I never got around to posting it. It was in front of my old background. So I figured, you know what, let me just redo it. Maybe some opinions have changed, who knows? And I know that I was tagged to do this a while ago, and the holidays happened and everything in there, and you know, within the past couple months has just been hectic. So I was like, you know what? Let's just refilm this one. I know that it's a little bit of an older tag, but I had fun doing it the first time. So I thought, why not do it again? It's fine. So this is the Walt Disney World Would You Rather tag. And basically it's just, would you rather do this attraction or that attraction? Which, I don't understand this piece of hair right here. I wish I could just rip it out of my head, because anytime I do it or curl it or anything, it just wants to do its own thing and just like be in the center of my forehead, and it drives me insane. Anyway, hello. Hi. So basically you just say what you would rather do over the other one, which is sometimes easy, sometimes not so easy. And it was originally created by the Disney sisters. So let's just get started with this. So the first question is, Festival of the Lion King or Finding Nemo the musical? While I love them both, granted I've only seen Finding Nemo the musical once. I've seen Festival of the Lion King several times, and that might say something about that. But I do love The Lion King so much, and I think that the interpretation of The Lion King through this Festival of the Lion King show is really, really cool. So I'm gonna have to go with that. I love the crowd interaction. I love the part with Scar, of course, with Be Prepared. That's really neat with the acrobatics and everything. So I'm gonna go Festival of the Lion King. Our next question is Expedition Everest or Rock and Roller Coaster? I like both rides, but for me, I can ride Expedition Everest over and over and over and over and over again and not have a problem with it. That launch on Rock and Roller Coaster is just wow to me. Like, it just like, it's a lot for me to take. I will have to go with Expedition Everest. So our next one is It's a Small World or Peter Pan's Flight. Neither one, honestly, is my favorite. I'm not the biggest Peter Pan fan in the world, and It's a Small World, I'm not the biggest fan of either. But I will say, from a historic standpoint, from a Walt standpoint, I would definitely go with It's a Small World. The next one is Under the Sea Journey of the Little Mermaid or Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train for sure. While the Little Mermaid ride definitely has some really impressive animatronics, I am so much more of like a thrill ride type person. I love roller coasters so much, and I had such a blast on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. I love going through the mine. I think that that is just such a beautiful job that they did with the projections, and having the gems and everything is gorgeous. And then going by the cottage at the end with the wicked, what is it? The wicked hag? The evil hag? The old hag? The hag outside the door, like waiting to knock and try to poison Snow White. I love that bit too. So definitely going with Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Dumbo the Flying Elephant or the Barnstormer? Alright guys, so I'm gonna be real right now. I don't think that I've gone on either of those rides. I don't think I have. And I feel like at this point in my life, I feel a little silly going on Dumbo, but we might have to. My mom's not a huge fan of spinning rides. So it might even be a little sadder, and I just might be going on it by myself. So we'll play that by ear, but I will say, like, aesthetic wise, I love Dumbo. Like, seeing the Dumbo ride just brings a smile to your face because it's just classic Disney, period. You know, the Barnstormer, I've heard good things about it. I've never been on it, but I don't equate that with any of the parks. You know, Dumbo is iconic and I love seeing them. It just makes me happy. Kilimanjaro Safari or Cali River Rapids? For me, Kilimanjaro Safari. I am not a fan of water rides. Going around looking at animals is a lot more my speed. However, so I will say I've never been on Kali River Rapids, but going into our next trip, I know that that's something that my mom wants to do. So who knows, perhaps my mind will change after my next trip and I will actually really like that ride. I don't foresee that happening, but who knows? Crazier things have happened. Let's see, the next one is Space Mountain or Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Big Thunder for me, for sure. I'm not a big fan of Space Mountain. I kind of always feel terrified of smashing my head on something every single time I ride that ride. So I'm constantly just like ducking like that the entire time that I ride it, because I'm convinced that I'm just gonna smash my head on something, and I know I'm not, because there are people that are taller than I am that go on there and are fine, but that ride just scares me in a not fun way. Plus, honestly, I am 32 years old and I am still mildly scared of the dark. So like, even when they said that they did the at the Mickey's Not So Scary, that it was like complete pitch black. No. No, 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 no. So yeah, nope. Going with Big Thunder. Astro Orbiter or the Magic Carpets of Aladdin. Can't say that I've ridden either. I may have ridden the Magic Carpets of Aladdin before. I don't remember. But I mean, regardless, I'm going to go with the Magic Carpets of Aladdin, because I'm just happy that there is some sort of representation for that movie as far as a ride goes in that park, because as I've mentioned before, Aladdin is my favorite of the Disney movies. So yay for that whole little Agrabah section of Adventureland. I will go with the Magic Carpets. Tomorrowland Speedway or Carousel of Progress. Carousel of Progress, hands down. I've loved that attraction since I was little. I've always just found it fascinating. The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh or Mad Tea Party. I am going to go with Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, even though I don't think I've ever been on it. Granted, I've never been on either ride, but not a fan of spinning rides. Although that is iconic, I don't know. But the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh has Eeyore. Eeyore is one of my favorite characters. I'm not a huge Alice fan, so I think just comparatively going with Winnie the Pooh. Splash Mountain or Frozen Ever After. So I was actually super irritated with Frozen Ever After, because I got like one side of my body got completely soaked on that ride, and I was like, this is not a water ride. This is not a water ride. I don't know. I've only been on either ride once. It's been a long time since I was on Splash Mountain. I do remember it being impressive. I'm closer to Frozen Ever After, so I'm gonna go with that only because it's more recent, and while I did get wet and I was mad about it, I was impressed by all the animatronics and everything. It has Sven and Olaf, whom I love. I love Frozen. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Next one is Soarin' Around the World or Test Track, and I'm gonna say Soarin'. I went on Soarin' for the first time, our last trip down there, and it was really, really cool. Beauty and the Beast live on stage or Voyage of the Little Mermaid. Oh boy. Okay. I might make some enemies on this one, I'm not sure. So Beauty and the Beast live we went and saw on my last trip. And I laughed at it the entire time because it's so cheesy and so terrible. They really need to update it or just do away with it entirely. Sorry. I did not see Voyage of the Little Mermaid. It's been a long, long time since I have seen Voyage of the Little Mermaid. But I kind of feel like they put a little bit more into that, because at least things are kind of in scale. One of the things that bothers me so much about the Beauty and the Beast show is that they just, you know, the Cogsworth and Lumiere and Mrs. Potts and Chip are all the exact same size as Belle, and that's just insane to me. So I was also really distracted. I was really distracted during the Beauty and the Beast live on stage during the mob song, because they're like on the side, on the right side, there was like this one guy who was super conflicted about whether he should go. His wife didn't want him to go, and he was just so conflicted about, do I go with Gaston or do I stay with my wife? And like they're having this whole like side thing, and I'm like, what is this? Is so distracting. And maybe it was just me, because I was just like, I love to look at what like not the main character people do in shows. I love watching background characters. So maybe I was just like so hooked on them, but I'm like, this is really distracting and odd. But yeah, so I don't know. I haven't seen Voyage of the Little Mermaid yet, but I have, but not for a while. But I'm gonna go with that because Sebastian is a puppet, and at least like he's bigger than he probably should be, but he's smaller than Ariel, which is a plus. And the Ursula is really cool, and there's water effects. So yeah, I'm gonna roll with that. Going with Voyage of the Little Mermaid. And finally, the last question is so easy for me. Happily Ever After or Fantasmic? Fantasmic, 1000% all the way. We saw Happily Ever After. We did. And I enjoyed it. It was fine. But I find that I enjoy it more when I am sitting at home watching it on YouTube. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because like I don't appreciate and I don't like being crammed in on Main Street, standing there waiting for these shows. My first experience with it with the people around me was not the greatest, but that might have something to do with it. Like, I think it's a beautiful show, and don't get me wrong, like I love the music, I love what they do with the projections and everything. I think it's stunning. It's really, really beautiful. But for me, being a Villains fan, nothing is going to beat Fantasmic. I have loved that show for as long as I can remember. Like, going to see it, like I was like, yes, this is my show. The music I love. Everything about that show is just perfect to me. I love it so much. The end always gets me. I cry every time I go see it. Hearing the music just gets me choked up because you know what's happening and everything. So yeah, Fantasmic. We already decided on our next trip we're not going to watch Happily Ever After. My mom was trying to talk me out of Fantasmic too, and I'm like, no. We'll just get there earlier because we did have some trouble getting there. The last time we were down there, we ended up getting there like, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes before the show started, and we were all the way on the left-hand side. So I was like, we're going to get a fast pass, we're going to get there early, and we're going to get good seats, and that's going to be fantastic. So, yeah, that's what's going to happen, and that is what I choose. So that is everything. So I'm not going to tag anyone. If you want to tag, or if you want to do it, go for it. I think that a lot of people already have done this tag, so at this point, I don't really know who to tag and who not to tag. So sorry. But yeah, if you want to, then let me know. Or if you just want to answer the questions down below, feel free to do that because I'm curious to know what your would you rather is. And that is everything that I have for you for today. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it so much. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up before you head out, and hit that subscribe button too. I would appreciate it so much. Thank you for hanging out with me for the day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!